Hey friends, welcome back to my channel Organized with Joy, and welcome if you are new here. My name is Joy and I like to share cleaning, organizing, and decluttering motivation for you twice a week. And today I wanted to talk about decluttering burnout. I wanted to share with you 7 things you can do to avoid decluttering burnout. If you have watched my channel for a while, then you know I am all about decluttering. I have even been called the decluttering queen. So I am definitely very familiar with the ups and downs of decluttering a home. And so I thought I would share with you these 7 ideas just to help you along your decluttering journey. Oftentimes when people decide that they are tired of the clutter in their homes, they're tired of the piles, they're tired of not being able to find what they need when they want it, they decide that they absolutely need to declutter. And oftentimes what happens is they will want to declutter way too fast. So my first tip for you is to take your time while decluttering. It might not come intuitively at first because a lot of times it is sparked by frustration that you just need to declutter. And so you just want to make progress and get things done and see the results. But honestly, that is probably the #1 reason people experience decluttering burnout is because they want to declutter way too fast. My suggestion is to start small, and that means maybe starting with 1 drawer or 1 cabinet, or maybe you can even tackle an entire closet, but just have that mindset when you're going into it that you're going to declutter a small space. Sometimes when you start decluttering, it does get the ball rolling and it gives you that momentum and you want to keep going, but just having that mindset of I'm only going to be decluttering this 1 drawer today just makes it so that it's not quite so daunting and an overwhelming task. My second tip to avoid decluttering burnout is to have a decluttering plan. With anything in life, when you have a plan, it tends to go a lot more smoothly than if you don't have a plan. In addition to this, having a plan helps you to see that there is a beginning and an end. Although I will say with decluttering, unless things just stop coming into your house altogether, it is kind of an ongoing process, especially if you are in the years where your kids are growing up. There's just a lot of turnover of items in our home that we need for a period of time and then we don't need for a period of time. So it is a constant process, but maybe that initial big declutter where you're really focused on getting rid of a lot of your stuff, you can have a plan set in place, and that process, it feels like there's more of an end point when you have a plan. I know for me, I choose 1 room in my home each week to deep clean and declutter, and I just focus on that 1 space, and it really makes it a lot less daunting and overwhelming. My third tip is to make a game out of it. Whenever you make a game out of anything, it just makes it a lot more enjoyable and fun. I know that I have done the minimalism game, the 30-day challenge, several times, and I don't know if I'd call that game fun, but it's definitely very effective. It's where you choose 1 item to declutter on day 1, 2 items on day 2, 3 items on day 3, and so on and so forth until you've worked through the 30 days of the month, and you end up decluttering over 400 items. So it's definitely very effective. But you could do maybe a more simple game. Maybe each member of your family can grab a trash bag or a box and see who can gather the most things to declutter. Or Perhaps you can Google other decluttering game ideas. I'm sure there's a ton of other ideas out there for games to declutter your home, which might just make it a little bit more fun. My next tip is to take breaks. If you have a season where you're just tired from decluttering, having decision fatigue, tired of making those choices on decluttering, then definitely take a break. Maybe it's a week or a month, or maybe even several months off of decluttering for just any sort of period of time, just to have reprieve and to just not be so focused on it for a while. Just that will sometimes just rejuvenate you and help in that decluttering process. Another thing you can do to avoid decluttering burnout is to not start with sentimental items. I'm sure I've said this multiple times on my channel, and I know that Marie Kondo suggests this as well, to leave your sentimental items until last, and that's because it can really slow the decluttering process down, which can cause burnout. It's very difficult to make those decisions on sentimental items, and so it's best to start with items that are a lot easier to declutter. It really gets the momentum going, and then it makes decluttering the sentimental items easier down the road because you've kind of worked those muscles of making those decisions and knowing what's really important to you, what you genuinely use and love, and then you can make those decisions on the sentimental items later. My sixth tip is to celebrate your successes. I think sometimes when we do projects like this, we can work and work and work and feel like we're getting nowhere. So we need to celebrate the small successes. I know that I have seen a lot of people suggest taking before and after pictures, whether that's some of the spaces in your home, or maybe take pictures of the piles that you're taking to the donation center. Just do anything where you can document the progress that you're making, and that will really help prevent decluttering burnout because you are seeing the progress. Even if it is slow, hopefully it is steady, and that will give you the motivation to keep going. My seventh and final tip is to invite a friend or a professional, like a professional organizer, to help you declutter. I always feel like projects like this are way more fun when you have a friend or a family member or even a professional walking alongside you, helping you make those decisions. Sometimes it just takes an outside perspective to help you to make those final decisions of what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. Sometimes they just have a little bit different perspective, and like I mentioned, it's just a whole lot more fun to work alongside someone. Well, I hope these 7 tips were helpful for you today. If you're interested, I do have a website, and I will be sharing a blog post detailing all of this information that I shared with you today. So if you would like to check that out, I will definitely link that in my description box below. My website is very easy to find because it's just organizedwithjoy.com. But I really appreciate you watching this video until the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!